In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed on to the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the...
Hello YouTube! Hey guys, what's up? How's it been? How's the week been going for you? I'm sure it's been great. Mine's been fantastic. I went for a Bryan Adams concert on Thursday and it was colossal. Seriously had a great time listening to a legendary performer as he did his thing, and that was definitely the highlight of my week. So last week we talked about my authorship, the beginnings of my writing career, and my first novel, Sunshine and Rock and Roll. And I have to say sales are really picking up, guys, so for those of you who have bought it, much appreciated and hope you're enjoying it. For those of you who haven't, do get yourself a copy, it's worth the read. This week I shall be talking about the next phase as per the introductory video, which if you do ask me is pretty cool. Now a few people have come up to me and asked, you've written this book, what do you plan on doing now? And I usually respond by saying, well, I plan to write more, of course. Indeed, there were two grand projects in the making. The first one is a sci-fi fantasy trilogy that goes by the name Sea Watchers. It is essentially a story about a brotherhood who regroup in the forms of the reincarnates and who are on a mission to reverse the karma of the world in order to restore parity to humanity. Sounds very existential, and it doesn't end there. The trilogy includes all the archetypes of modern fantasy. You've got the sages, the magicians, the magical creatures, the red herring, the arch-nemesis, the protagonists, the arch-nemesis' minions, and so on and so forth. The trilogy does, however, also introduce a couple of new archetypes. One of them is yogic powers, that is becoming supernatural by practicing yoga or meditation. So if you think getting bitten by a spider is going to turn you into Spider-Man, you might want to rethink that, because chances are the spider is going to be poisonous and the repercussions could be fatal. Powers through yoga, however, adds credibility to the plot, and so who knows, you could someday gain superhuman abilities by practicing yoga. The other archetype is also quite interesting. Basically, even though there is a totally badass bad guy at the end, the ultimate arch-nemesis is, believe it or not, you. How so? Well, simple enough. Remember that scene in the first Matrix film where a kid asks Neo to not bend the spoon but to bend his mind? Well, in essence, this is where you are the enemy. It is not you per se, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is your mind, because with every decision you have to take, you're foregoing another decision. So for example, say you want to go to the supermarket, you're foregoing the decision not to go to the supermarket. Haha, got you right there, isn't it? In this way, you create a multitude of parallel universes. This is better explained in a Justice League animated film. I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, your mind becomes the ultimate perpetrator, especially when you do not have control over your thoughts, and then you keep conspiring and you keep adding more elements to it and end up creating more parallel worlds until eventually it becomes very difficult to subdue. That is why in order to save the world, the Sea Watchers had to create a paradigm called the ultimate synergy, which is a synthesizing of two perfect synergies, and with teamwork and trust and friendship and camaraderie, they aim to accomplish what they set out to do, which is the reversal of karma. It takes place on two planes simultaneously, the material Earth and a heavenly world comprising 7 kingdoms. More of this will be explained in the up-and-coming blogs, so do watch out for this, and if you have anything to suggest, do leave it in the comment section below. Much appreciated, fellas. The second project is even grander, so if you thought that was cool, check this out. It is an 18-book Vedic epic called Kalki. You did hear that, and I'm just going to say it again because it sounds so cool. 18 books, 1.8 million words of total epicness. Does that word even exist? It's definitely not on my spell check. Anyway, it is a prophetic text recounting the events on Earth in the next 432,000 years, or over the next 432,000 years. The main protagonist is, as you might have guessed already, this highly spoken of Messiah who arrives in the world at the peak of the age, the Dark Age, or Kali Yuga as it's called in Vedic scripture. And essentially he defeats the chief architect and perpetrator of darkness, Kali, in order to bring about a new age called the Golden Age, or Satyug as it's called once again in Vedic scripture. And this is where I introduce my co-author for the project, Delson Armstrong, who is the author of the Red Serpent series, an award-winning vampire epic that revolves around Alex the Falsifier, who is on a mission to reclaim the Earth from the hands of a greedy and ruthless vampiric regime, while dealing with issues of identity and allegiance of his own. So essentially, you've got a story which totally kicks Twilight out of the park. Sorry, Twilight fans, but hey, this book is pretty badass. This series is really, really cool. Trust me. He's released 4 books, and they're very, very interesting, very intriguing. Got a lot of political elements, got a lot of emotional elements, and it's a really great read. It's really well written. So anyway, guys, that's it for this blog. This is where I'm going to be posting updates on all my projects and the process of writing them, of course, so I can share it with you, the viewer, and you, the reader, in order for you to get a gist on what I'm all about, because that is my ultimate aim with these video blogs. And if you do have any suggestions, if you have any comments to make, please leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed blog number 2. Look out for blog number 3, which will be coming either next week or the week after. And I wish you all a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, and hope you thoroughly enjoyed this weekend. Have a great week, fellas. Catch you soon.